One of the lifelines of public transportation in India has been thrown open to the public today after it was shut down. The operations had been shut down in the wake of the COVID pandemic. How is it going to be possible to, of course, resume operations to its full capacity? Of course, they've been opened. Metro operations have been opened in a graded manner for now because everyone's moving very slowly. But to throw it open in full capacity, that's going to be the challenge that, of course, the government faces. Joining me right now is the Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs, Mr. Hardeep Puri. Sir, after a very long time, this was something which was looked forward to a lot of people because this is basic transportation for them. The metro stands open today. Of course, in a very calibrated manner, it has been thrown open by the government. What are the challenges that you anticipate going forward, because you've put forward a time frame of how you're going to open it over the next course of a few days?
You said after a very long time. So let me start by saying 165 days is a long time. And always, and this has been the experience worldwide, when you close an operation and it remains closed for a period of time, reopening has to be undertaken with great deal of care and with SOPs in place. So the good news is that we took the decision to open the metro station system, not only in Delhi, but all over the country. As you know, there's about 700 kilometers of operational metro lines in the country, out of which 389 kilometers is the operational system in Delhi. We closed 165 days ago, reopened today in a very carefully graded and calibrated manner. Only one line was open and one other small section in Gurugram. And it was without any fault, without any problem. All the SOPs which had been carefully worked out by the central government, by the state government, by the DMRC, they were seen in evidence. All the commuters followed those instructions, and as was perhaps to be anticipated, the initial response, the line ran for 4 hours from 7 in the morning to 11. It's going to run another 4 hours from 4 in the afternoon to 8 in the evening. The response was somewhat cautious and hesitant. I think we had a total of 7,500 passengers. But that, in some respects, is a good sign, because it means that people will test the system. And I can share with you my apprehensions, or the apprehensions I had when we opened up civil aviation. Civil aviation was part of a total lockdown on 23rd March. We reopened domestic operations on 25th of May. And the day we opened, we were at a modest 30,000 passengers, as against a pre-COVID figure of 300,000. And in the initial phases, the demand was somewhat slow in coming, slow in being generated. But yesterday we did a figure of 141,000. We are almost at 50% mark. I remember the owner of an airline asking me sometime in April, May, and he asked me, do you think we should start planning for a zero revenue stream till September? And I told him that it was my anticipation that operations would begin by 15th May. They started only 10 days later. And I said that it is my expectation by October we will hit 50% of the mark. We are already at 50% of the mark. Similarly with metro. Now this is a larger operation. Civil aviation, we used to have pre-COVID 300,000 passengers a day. Delhi Metro was doing sometimes on an average 55 lakhs a day, heights of 60 lakh plus. So it's going to take a little time. But once the traveling commuter, once the message goes out that SOPs are being maintained, social distancing is being effected, people are wearing masks, there isn't crowding at railway stations, and that the system and the user there's always a dynamic interaction between the user and the system. I see that in airports. Suddenly, if there's a rush, you have to begin to monitor, review, etc. I am confident that by the time we reach Diwali, if the virus behaves itself, I always qualify everything by saying virus behaves itself, we will begin to see much larger numbers.
So like you said, as far as the metro is concerned, you're talking about much larger numbers as opposed to civil aviation. Everyone has a lot of apprehension about social distancing and how that is going to be maintained, as far as the metro system is concerned. Like you said, you obviously qualify every statement with saying if the virus behaves itself, but then we hear very grim reports of how, the virus is spreading in India, people talking about a second wave as well. Given that scenario, social distancing, maintaining these very prerequisite SOPs, how is that going to be a challenge?
But first of all, I read numbers differently. If you look at the overall picture on the virus numbers, they're actually not alarming at all. You have a case mortality rate of 1.7%. You have a positive rate only of about 8%. And you have a recovery rate of 77 to 80%. Okay? Now that's a very high rate. Now which means what? Which means that the number of people who are being tested, 8% are positive, right? And our testing is very rampant. The other thing, please don't forget, many of the people, the virus started in urban areas, let's face it. It came from the outside. We were one of the fastest off the mark countries in terms of screening passengers, stopping flights from certain destinations, but it came from outside. The world knows that. Well, after that, the virus has traveled to the rural areas, and maybe because migrant workers are returning, others are returning, some of it is coming back. But the situation is under control. I mean, if you have a situation where you have the infrastructure to deal with the issue. I'm mentioning this because that perspective is very important. The number of people traveling by air, which today is reaching the 50% of the pre-COVID mark, or the number of people who will travel by metro, is both a response to a demand, but is equally an indicator of the resumption of economic activity. Somebody put out a figure the other day that there has been a contraction in the economy of 23.9%. I mean, and of course our political opponents always looking for an opportunity to gloat, Number of cases are going up very much. Look at how much, there was a total lockdown from 23rd March. The figures which came in on GDP were for the first quarter, which means April, May, June. From 23rd March to mid-May, there was no activity. The whole country was in complete lockdown. And therefore, the first quarter figures had to be such as to reflect the decision-making in an economy. But now if you look at what the figures are, I had no revenue in my airports. I had no revenue in my airlines after 23rd March. I had no revenue from the hotel, the tourist sector. Today, that's all a very different story. Today, our airports, I traveled yesterday, by the way. So out of the 141,000 people who traveled, my senior colleagues in the Ministry of Civil Aviation and I also contributed to that. Airports are functioning. Some places the airports are, we brought in 15 lakh people under Vande Bharat flights, okay? So economic activity is back. There is always a time lag of 1 or 2 months for it to show up. Now, you mentioned, I started by saying the behavior of the virus. The decision between life and livelihood is a very difficult one to make. But I think we did very well. We did the lockdown initially, quickly, effectively, but equally, once we have the infrastructure and once we have the ability to deal with the virus, now we have to reopen economic activity in a calibrated manner.